Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is chocolate raspberry. It's by Boston's Best. It's not the stuff that I like so much from Aldi's, but it's fine. So I have a few of these left and I'm going to finish those up. So today's high temperature is going to be 78. Today and tomorrow isn't going to be super hot. But then after that, the whole next week is going to be in the 90s. Yuck. So anyway, today I'm going to go see my mom. I'm sure she has some shopping she wants to do and just go hang out and spend some time with my mom. I try to get over there as often as I can, but of course, she's okay by herself there, but I have a lot to do here too, so I have to sort of divide my time and make sure that, everything gets the attention that it needs. So it's a beautiful morning today. It's still a little on the cool side, not cold, but a little on the cool side, which is really nice. And I think we're supposed to get some rain today. We could use some, so that would be fine with me if we did. But I will water some of my containers this morning. It seems to be pretty much a daily thing. So the garden is shaping up. Power wash for people are scheduled, so that's good. And I can't believe the range in prices with these power washing companies. I mean, it's a range of $100, $150. So I found a company that does a soft wash, which is actually better for your siding than the power washing. So I hope they do a good job, but that'll be $280. And then I'm hoping that between that and my repairman was out yesterday. He's a good friend of my kids. I've known him since he was a little guy. So he helps me out. But I'm hoping that my repairs are going to be coming to at least a little bit of a halt, and that not too much big happens that I have to take care of. I could use a break. It's like a bit much. So anyway, it's a good thing that I've kind of caught up and paid off everything, because otherwise I would just be spiraling more and more into debt. And I'm very thankful that I'm at a point now where I can do a little catch-up work on things that were needing to be repaired, but that I didn't have the money to fix because I was paying off debt. So I highly recommend, if you can, pay off your bills, and especially in today's economy, it's crazy. So, cheers! I don't want to talk about today's economy. It's disturbing, so I won't. Alright, that's good. So I'm trying to use up the things that I have, along with getting some new things. I have a vision for my garden, and I've had to put a lot of that stuff on hold because of finances. So now, I can get an extra wind chime, or, and this year I bought a lot of starts instead of starting them myself. The winter months kind of got away from me a little bit, and normally I start my own tomatoes and peppers, but this year I bought some. And actually I do buy some tomatoes and peppers every year because of the different varieties. But this year I bought I bought all my tomatoes and peppers, but I did start greens from seed. So, anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. Go to Mom's, see what she needs, and maybe share a meal with her. She's not always hungry. You know, she nibbles. That's what she does now. She nibbles. So if she's not hungry, we don't share a meal. But if she's hungry, we do. So anyway, all right. I will meet you over there at the budget book that I've managed to blow up. Not with horrible expenses, but you know, little purchases here and little purchases there of things I've been wanting. So, and I don't buy them all at once in one big shopping thing. So I have a lot of red X's. Yes, I do. I have to do better. So, okay, meet you over there. All right, folks, back at the budget book and back with another red X. So what I'm trying to do here is I am downsizing and fixing up and redoing and just redoing everything. I'm trying to make my life work for what works for me. So I know a lot of people, when they do downsizing, that's all they do. They downsize, they get rid of whatever it is they don't want. But I'm trying to do two things at once here. I'm redoing things to make it more comfortable for me, easier to do. So sometimes that requires me to buy some things. And I know I'm not justifying spending money. I don't have to do that. It's my money. I can do whatever I want. But this is how, in my own head, how I think about it. And it's like, okay, I need to take care of my garden because I still want a garden because I really enjoy it. So what can I do to make it easier? So this year I bought a cordless leaf blower and a cordless, what do you call them? Weed whacker. There we go. Cordless weed whacker and a cordless leaf blower. And I'd also like to get a cordless trimmer for some of the trees and bushes that I have. Being cordless would be a whole lot easier for me. I don't have to look for an outlet. I don't have to schlep along, you know, feet and feet of extension cord. So I want to go to cordless. And cordless is fine for me because most of the things that I have doesn't require me to weed whack or trim for hours and hours. So 20 minutes, you know, however long the battery lasts, charge lasts, should be good enough. So that requires me to spend some money. And right now I'm not on a mission to not spend any money. I'm on a mission to low spend. So I try and get everything I can on sale or secondhand or however it works. But in the meantime, stuff is also leaving my house. So anyway, that's my strategy. And as far as the garden goes, there were certain things that I wanted that I've had to have fixed to set it up the way I want. I'd like to have the garden pretty much completed other than the mulching. That's going to take a while. Other than the mulching, I'd like to have the garden completed. Target date is the end of the month. May extend a little longer because I really, really would like to take the summer off and just relax. Although I will be working on my garage during that time too. But like I said, I limit the time that I work on the garage. I'm still making progress, but I'm not in a big hurry. Let's put it that way. So that's why I have a lot of red X's. because there's things that as I'm decluttering, I'm figuring out I want to do it a different way. So that's when I will buy something, and like the new windows, for instance, on the inside of the house. I took down my blind in the kitchen because I wasn't using it. It was just collecting dust, and I bought some crystals to hang on the top window because I just wanted to have something that brings in some light and keep it airy. So just little things like that. And then in the living room, that's pretty much set up the way I want it. It's been decluttered, but I've always wanted some shelving in my one little reading corner office area. So I bought shelving for that. So things like that, I'm going ahead and I'm spending money on. So anyway, that is the way I'm doing my budgeting. I'm trying to be very mindful of how much I spend. I don't care if I spend a little bit every day. I could wait and buy it all at once, but I would rather just buy it and get it over with, and then, yeah, that's what happens. I get a lot of red X's. But it still makes me mindful of what I'm spending and how much I'm spending, because I'm recording everything I spend on the back of my bill tracker. So yesterday I gave my handyman fellow $80, and he fixed the spigot on the rain barrel. He took my screen home. Now I still have to pay him for the screening. And I had him take home one of my fountains on the deck that hasn't worked in a long time. I told him if he can fix it for, $50, fine, go ahead. If it's going to cost more than that, not to fix it. But the pump is broken. So, and I had 2 pumps, so I don't have to buy a new pump. So we'll see. But, geez, I'm hoping that the repairs are coming down to a screeching halt, at least for the summer. So, okay, let me know in the comments below what you guys are doing and how you're budgeting. I'm going to take you out into my garden and show you everything that I bought for my garden and how you can set up a garden for really cheap. So whether that's just some containers with flowers or veggies, or you can do a little stealth gardening with putting both in. The flowers and the veggies will look nice together. But over the years, and it's taken me years to put my garden together, but I want to share with you how I did it on the cheap. So hopefully that's interesting for you, but that's how I buy everything in my life. I have to find the best bargain. So okay, let's take a tour of the garden, and I'll show you what I bought and approximately how much it cost. Shall we go outside and look at the garden? Let's do it. All right, well, this morning I thought I'd take you around my garden and show you how I created my garden on a very, very tight budget. So first of all, I want to talk about my fountain. And this is a fountain that I put together myself. I bought the container at Ollie's. Wasn't much at all. I can't remember all the prices because a lot of these things I've had for years. This was actually the top of a fountain that broke. The bottom finally rotted out. So I saved the top because it's a waterfall. And then this little lady I got at Mark's for very cheap. So I put them all together and created my own waterfall. My elephant ears I bought last year. I brought them in. They kind of dried up. I thought they were dead, but they weren't. They came back beautifully this year, even nicer than when I first got them. So those were inexpensive the second year. They were expensive the first year. I think they were like $29, but this year they're free. So, and then I buy all my flowers at Mark's. They're usually like $7.99 or something for a half flat. They used to be really cheap, but they've gone up a lot. So anyway, that's where I buy most of my flowers. My fuchsias, I think they were $13.99 this year. Same with the fern. So this, a friend gave me, and there's 2 of them in there. She likes to give me plants. She knows I like them, and so she shares with me. I finally put up these 2 little guys. I got them online. I had bought them for a tree that I had, but the tree had to go because it was diseased. So I just stuck them in here in my wisteria, and it's the perfect spot. So, and then my little lemon tree, I saved that from last year too. Here I'm creating a little fire bowl, and this was actually the insert of one that broke. This is just a pot that I've had. The stones I had elsewhere in the garden. So I'm going to fill this up with stones, and then I'll have a fire bowl. So I'm reusing 2 things that otherwise I wasn't using. This patio set I bought at Big Lots quite a while ago, several years, and it's still holding up great. I cover it every winter and it's just fine. Can't remember where I got my swing, but it was on sale too. So nothing real expensive on this deck at all. And all my wind chimes I've collected over the years from Mark's and on sale and on markdown, so I didn't spend a lot on those. I did buy this one at, I think I bought that at Costco when it was on sale. The 2 bigger ones I bought on sale. So, and this chandelier that I put together, I had that for years, and I didn't want to throw the metal part away because it was still good. So now I glued cheap little solar lamps on it, and I hope it holds up. So that is my deck. Didn't spend a lot on anything on my deck. So going down here now. This I just bought this year. The table and chairs was $39.99. I thought that was a steal. Got that at Mark's. My hummingbird feeder is a work in progress. These had strawberries in them. I saved them because they're red. So I want to do something a little more with my hummingbird feeder. My composter, my son gave me, so that was free. The pallets were free. And as fencing, I bought like the dog cages, not cages, but dog play yards. So they were like $50 some when I bought them, and I bought I think 3 sets, and instead of putting them in a round or square configuration, I use them as a fence. So that was not expensive for a fence for my yard. My little city picker boxes, I've had those for a very long time. So those I put on these tables that I also got on sale at Mark's. I think they were like $3.99 or $4.99, so I bought a lot of those little tables. I can either stack them to make it higher or use them single. So I bought those on sale. This pathway, all these tiles are rubber, and I bought them at Mark's years and years ago. Same with the stones, they're rubber too. Everything here is rubber. So I put all this together myself, and I don't mind a little bit of eclectic hodgepodge. In fact, I prefer it rather than everything perfect. So that didn't cost much either. Let's see what else. These stones, they came from my mom's house. I brought them home. She took down her garden, so I brought them home and I used them in my garden. And there I have more rubber stones, so that didn't cost much. Okay, so most of my garden plants I bought also at Mark's. They were like 3 for $5. The price has gone up, but that wasn't too unreasonable. And they're doing beautifully. I'm getting tomatoes, and I already have peppers. So, and I have tons of grapes that I bought these grapes from Walmart when they come out in the spring. So there's a couple of grapevines there, and there's the seedless green grapes. And then I have another one growing over here because I'd like to cover this area with grapevines too. I like my privacy. So not that I don't have privacy with the woods back there, but I like to create like a little secret garden vibe. So anyway, moving on. The chairs I got from Amazon, the rain barrel I got on sale, and I just had my handyman put a new spigot on there because it was leaking. So I want to collect rainwater. I've had this little bistro set for probably going on 25 years. I really should put a little paint on it, but I don't mind things that look a little bit shabby chic. So it hasn't rusted through yet. Had that for a long time. My crane I bought at Mark's for really cheap. He's starting to rust too, but I've had him a very long time. I made a few of my own flower baskets this year from flowers from Mark's. I think they're pretty cheerful. So over here I have more of that same fencing, and that works really well. And then I bought these posts that you just bang in the ground. I bought those from Home Depot, and I tied everything up with zip ties. So once a year I have to go around with the zip ties and replace what needs to be replaced. Aren't these beautiful? They are absolutely gorgeous. They're double Asiatic lilies. So then over here, this rocker, I've had that for a very, very long time. It's a folding rocker. I've always had it in the garage, but this year I decided to put it out here. And probably next year I'll paint it. So, and a lot of my perennials, I planted a lot of perennials just so they come back. I think these are Sweet William, and they come back every year. So, and my son got me these Edelweiss. I have to put those in a bigger pot. some of these florals I've had ferns and things, so I'm going to use those to put over here in my DIY, another DIY fountain. But I have to get a solar fountain for that one. Mine broke. So then over here, these two, they usually sell for over $100. They're Ketterer, I think they are. And I got these at Mark's. I got 2 of them. I wish I would have gotten at least 2 more. When I went back to get another one, they were gone. So I got 2, and they were $19.99. They were selling them out. So these containers I garbage picked from my neighbors. They were throwing them away. So I rescued them out of the garbage. This table is also a folding table. I got that at Big Lots, maybe about 3 years ago, and it was on sale. So it was like, I can't remember if it was half price, but so I got that. The umbrella, can't remember where I got that, but it was on sale too. This little thing I got from a YouTube partner. This little wooden bed, and I put grow bags in there with tomatoes. So that was free. I can't remember where I got this one, but I've had that for a long time. And then over here, these raised city picker boxes. I got those from Amazon, and they were really cheap. They were selling them out, and I got them like on their used, but like new. So I got quite a bit off on those too, and I have 4 of those. Then over here, these I just got this year at Ollie's. They don't have the sturdiest legs, but they're nice and deep. I drilled holes in them for drainage. The plants seem to like them a lot. I have peppers in these. And I got 2 big ones and 2 little ones. And I think the big ones were $39.99 and the little ones were $29.99, I think. So I tried to sort of stabilize it by putting it next to the city picker boxes. And this one, I just left the legs off and I put it on something else, but the plants seem to like it. So that is my very, very budget-friendly garden. These tiles I had gotten at Aldi's years ago and didn't know what to do with them. They've been floating around the garden, so I just made them into a garden path, and that's been working great. So all my beets are coming up. I should thin those out. I have kale coming up here. I have weeds and Thai spinach and perpetual spinach planted here. Back there, that's all kale coming up. Those 2 kales I bought from Mark's. They're doing lovely. I have more. No, that's not kale. It's chard. That's what it is. It's chard. And I believe that's chard, and basil over there. And this is kale coming up. I have to get in there and weed. So anyway, that is my very on a budget-friendly garden. And that's half the fun, is finding bargains, at least in my world. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Oh, and my bird feeder there, I got that for free by being a YouTube partner. So it's still working great. And the birds love it, and the squirrels love it, and also the raccoons love it. So I'm surprised it hasn't fallen down yet. I still want to put my little pop-up greenhouse here, and I have reed fencing that I'm going to put along here. So that's still coming up. All things I got on sale, of course. And these two mats that I put down here, they were like $5 a piece. And under here I have stones, and the stones are kind of a pain with the dogs. So I just put the mats. They're easy to clean. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed my budget-friendly garden tour. And so, you know, you don't need a ton of money to start a garden. You just need some imagination, and away you go. Well, it's taken me a lot of years to build my garden the way I want it, and every year it's a little bit different than the year before, depending on how I arrange things. But I think the way I have it set up now is going to work well for me. With everything being raised up a little bit, that really helps. So, you know, over the years you can build up a garden, start out smaller or however you want, and just build on that. And then you'll figure out what works, what doesn't work. Same way with your house. You know, you don't have to have something for the rest of your life unless you want it. You know, you can change it up, nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you get an idea and you think, oh, that's going to work well for me, and it ends up not working well for you, so then you need to change it. And that's kind of the stage I'm in now, because physically I've changed a lot, so I have to adjust to those physical changes, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. And in order to, you know, remain happy and have my best life, that's what I need to do. So it's my goal on this channel to try and share ideas that have worked for me, in as far as stretching my budget as far as I possibly can, on a lower income. I mean, I've been retired now for, well, going on a dozen years. I retired early, but my income is like, oh geez, half or more than half of what it used to be when I worked. So I've had to learn a lot of tips and tricks over the years to enable me to get those things that I want. So it's kind of my goal to share those things with you if you have an interest. It's not just I need to save money and save money and save money. I'm really more interested in sharing how I save money on those things that I want in my life. So, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.